Tashkent hosted the 19th meeting of Chairmen of Supreme Court of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states. Judicial authorities of India, Iran, Kazakhstan, China, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan and Russia attended the event. Details of the meeting in the following report. Prior to the meeting, the participants observed a minute of silence in memory of the President of Islamic Republic of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, and other officials who had died in the plane crash. At the opening of the meeting, advisor to the President of Uzbekistan on coordination of law enforcement and controlling bodies, Nonyor Kadyrov, read out the address by the President Shavkat Mirziyoyev to the participants of the event. Following the opening speech, the meeting has officially started. The Chairman of the Supreme Court of Uzbekistan, Bakhtiar Islamov, hosted the event. The head of Supreme Court touched upon the results of the short-term strategies action program for raising the judicial system to a qualitatively new level for 2023-2026.
Как результат этой работы, во-первых,
as a result of this work, the courts of the Republic are provided with high-speed internet and an internal protected local network. More than 30 information systems have been introduced, which allow for electronic access to the courts. The court information system has been integrated with 50 information systems of more than 30 ministries and departments. A portal for interactive services has been created. The types of remote online services for citizens and entrepreneurs have been created. In terms of standard-setting services, the Supreme Court has developed 60 draft normative legal acts, of which one-third have been adopted to date.
As you can see behind me, the high-scale event has already kicked off. Several memorandums, bilateral memorandums, were signed within this SCO meeting, in particular with China, Kyrgyzstan and Belarus. Priority attention of discussion was on reforms to ensure the rule of law in the judicial and legal system. The participants exchanged information on law enforcement, improvement of legislation and other topical aspects of judicial activity, including through visits as well as participation in more than 40 major events covering all areas and spheres of multilateral cooperation. The meeting considered a number of topical issues aimed at further intensifying cooperation of the Supreme Court of the SCO member states in ensuring the rule of law, rights and legitimate interests of citizens. Taking into account that the fight against human trafficking, one of the threats of the century that recognizes no national borders, is a priority task for the entire international community. Including the SCO states, the meeting discussed the judicial practice of considering criminal cases related to transactional human trafficking. It also emphasized the importance of systematic exchange of experience in this area.
Well, each of these issues which are being discussed during the course of the 19th meeting of the SCO member states has been chosen very carefully by both the SCO organization and by the Chief Justice of the Uzbekistan Supreme Court. And I believe that all of them are crucial to issues which are of common concern to our societies and to which we have to find answers. After the morning session and the introductory remarks, we have been discussing about human trafficking. Now, human trafficking is not just something which affects one society. It affects all societies across the world, and particularly in the SCO countries, which represent 42% of the world's population. It affects our young citizens, women, the marginalized citizens, and therefore it is important that we all find joint strategies.
There are technical issues where speakers have started. I've heard some speakers, so I'm here to learn as well as to share my experiences. So I look forward to the continuation of the conference, and with the speeches that just started, initially there were the introductory remarks by the Chief Justices, the Presidents or the Chairmen. Some places they are called Presidents, some places they are Chief Justices, and some places they are called Chairpersons. In your country, it's Chairman of the Supreme Court. My country, I'm the Chief Justice, the equivalents. So looking forward to the participation and being here and sharing experiences from very diverse countries with diverse experiences.
The judicial authorities discuss aspects and prospects for the development and widespread use of mediation in civil proceedings. A common interest was expressed in the deepest study, and understanding of its essence is one of the main mechanisms of dispute settlement and achievements by the parties of mutually acceptable solution. It was emphasized that practical interaction between the Supreme Courts of the SCO member states contributes to a further improvement of joint activities in protecting the rights and freedoms of citizens, strengthening justice, law and order, and creates conditions for deepening judicial and legal reforms.
As a result of the meeting, a joint statement on the prospects of cooperation between the supreme judicial authorities of the SCO member states was signed. The final document reflects the relevant decisions on the topics of the meeting and the holding of the 20th anniversary meeting of Chief Justices of Supreme Courts of the SCO member states in China.